now under arrest in connection to yesterday's reports of shots fired in Macomb.
22-year-old DeAndre Smith Jr., 24-year-old Christian Walker, and 24-year-old Kirk Waters were arrested. Smith and Waters were charged with reckless discharge of a firearm and 2 counts of illegal possession of a weapon by a felon. Walker was charged with 2 counts of illegal possession of a weapon by a felon as well.
Macomb's police chief says the investigation is still ongoing and more charges could be brought forward. They're also investigating if the weapons are related to other crimes.